Welcome back to the Fifth Wheel Podcast. I'm Hannah,
I'm Sydney.
and this week we are talking about Brazil.
Oh boy, are we? Whether we
Yeah.
want to or not.
Oh yeah. Well, Sydney mentioned that she has a certain drink that she needed to get through this episode with.
Oh yeah, we were just chit-chatting beforehand like we usually do, and I was like, yeah, just didn't think I'd be able to make it through this episode without some alcoholic beverage. So you know, it's in a Bucky's koozie. Makes me feel a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. Brazil was a cluster of just all the things.
All the things. I also have a special drink. Would you like to guess what it is?
Um, Diet Coke with lime.
No, think Circuit of the Americas.
Oh, you made lemonade.
I did!
Mm.
It's not
Look
as
at
good
your
as the
cutie little
Circuit of the Americas.
lemonade.
It's not the same, but
No, it's not. I don't
it'll
know
be
what
pretty.
they do in that lemonade, but nothing will ever compare.
There's cocaine in it, I swear. Like
I
there's
gotta
some
be
form
something.
of
I mean,
addictive
we've said
drug.
it a bajillion times, but there, that Coda lemonade, it needs to be studied.
It does need to be studied.
But
Before we get into like the actual weekend, there's a
yeah,
few things that happened. Um, but first and most importantly, we have a wedding coming up.
yeah, we do.
I can not believe that like I can believe it happened, but it was just so fun to see. And I remember when I clicked on Instagram, it had been up for like 26 minutes. And so
Yeah,
I had the extreme pleasure of sending it to everyone I know and being the one to Paul Revere it.
and when I was Paul revered, that Charles Leclerc and Alex are getting married? And
That's
like,
gonna be the
can
wedding of the
we,
century.
I mean, can we just talk about like just the pictures and dad wants to marry you and it's like Leo talking to like shut up Charles, we get it, you have a you know gorgeous fiance and a dog that loves both of you and you're an F1 driver and ugh.
Just shut up, okay? Like, please, you
The
have it too
best part
good.
though was everyone in the comments, namely Carlos Sainz. This man, this man goes, "Well, what did you ask?" And he's, "Will you marry me?" And then Carlos goes, "Yes."
I know. I love Carlos.
And someone goes, "Did anybody check on Max?"
No, seriously. Well, something that people have been talking about lately is that Max refers to Kelly as his wife, and I know that apparently,
Yeah.
like, the Dutch culture is just kind of like that. Like, if they live together and they've been together that long, he'll
Okay.
just say my wife. But some people are like hypothesizing
Did they
that
get
they got married
married?
in private or something. I wouldn't put it past Max, although I think Kelly
Yeah.
would want a wedding.
No,
Max,
it
if it were
was
up to him, he would be like, just give me a ring. Like,
no,
that's it.
literally. He's like, "What do you mean? Like we're already married."
Yeah.
That would be the most Max thing to do. But yeah, no, seeing Charles and seeing them get engaged, I was like, man. And then there were just so many things. So, because that was Halloween weekend or the week after Halloween, whatever,
Yeah.
or before, doesn't really matter. Because my favorite part about this is I think right now that the grid just really captures what being in your 20s is like. Because for one, you've got Max, 20 something, with a kid, basically married, Charles getting engaged, and then you got Lando showing several pictures of his ass, clothed, but his ass on his main Instagram account for
I think
Halloween.
he was I think he one had to have been drunk when he posted that, but two, it's very reminiscent of what Lando before his PR team stepped
Yes.
in used to
And the
post.
thing
And I
is,
was like, "Oh, he's back."
he is back. And then the thing is, I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I'm Lando, aren't I?
Hey, you're just a hot piece of ass. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a hot piece of ass.
Because, yeah, I mean, I told you about Halloween weekend. That was a cluster, but it was fun.
Should we
You
go through
know,
the details on the podcast?
absolutely not.
Yep.
Absolutely not. Which, speaking of, I haven't heard from him in like 3 days. We are up. We are so up.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Anyways,
Well,
oh, but
I had a very interesting omen of how this weekend was gonna go when I was in the
okay.
car the other day. And I was like, hmm, what is that? I was driving. There's not really any clouds in the sky, except for one. And it's in the perfect shape of the McLaren logo. I was like,
That's free.
hmm, that seems a little,
That's a that's suspicious.
that's suspicious, that's weird.
What?
So I, yeah, that was an omen as to how the entire weekend would go. Um,
Pretty
so that was
much.
interesting. But
Pretty much.
I went to a watch party. That's when I took the photo. And I just want to do a quick shout out to the San Antonio F1 fans girl group called Glitter on the Grid.
Oh, that's
They
amazing.
have my heart. One girl said, "Hey, everyone, drop a picture of your favorite driver, and I will make you a keychain." And this group has like so many people in it.
Sweet.
And so I dropped this picture of Carlos with his cowboy hat, and it has
Oh,
this little keychain with a star, and then it's like CS55. And then on top of this, they had those to give away. They had a bunch of bracelets, so I got a Max and a George one. And but wait, there's more. They had
wait.
all of
More.
these.
I'm very
First, they
amazed here.
had the trading cards. So I've
Oh.
got like a million. I got a Lance Stroll one for Parker. Um, his ass does not want to be there. And then they just printed out a bunch of photos of the drivers for us to take home. And so I got this one because this was our very first
Mm.
fifth wheel logo. We love
Mm-hmm.
Fernando. I got this one of Pierre and Yuki because they looked like
Yep.
they were girl bossing. This one of Oscar because he looks very nice in this photo. And this one of Carlos because he looks very nice in this photo.
Yes. Yes. Man, I love when women.
I know! It was so great. It was nice to be at like a watch party full of like girls who like F1. And
Yeah.
the energy was great. The energy was
Oh, that's
lovely.
phenomenal.
Yes.
I love that for you. Because I was at Andretti's, right?
Yes, and you get a
Okay.
free 1 hour of gaming. Like you get a game
Oh,
card for 1 hour if you go. I saved it. I'm hoping to use it as a date night.
nice.
Yeah. But there's other things that happened before the race too.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Charles was showing off his ring to everybody. They'd be like, Charles, and he'd go,
Mm-hmm.
he'd just flash it. I loved that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that he has a ring for himself too. Like that's just very him. He's like,
Absolutely.
she can't be the only one all jeweled up. What
Which,
else?
let's talk. I mean, that is girl got a rock.
Ring.
Like,
Yeah.
that, it is beautiful.
I think it was
And
like
it is
fifty thousand
a
dollars or
rock.
something. I think it was like $50,000.
No, I think it was more.
I'd have to look it up again. I can Google
I
it
know.
right now.
No,
I'm
it doesn't matter. It was a beautiful ring, and
it was
I'm really
worth.
happy for him. It's sad for myself because I totally had a shot with Charles Leclerc.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, I know. Like, it's fine. I let him go. Whatever, right?
It
Um,
happens.
it happens, But good for her. Sad it's not me, but I'm happy he's happy. I guess.
Alexa. I say it because last time we said her name out loud, she actually did it. Play That Should Be Me by Justin Bieber.
No, literally. That should be me.
I'm thinking about the last time when it played the F1 theme and it just didn't stop.
So loud, so loud. Like I can't even say it because then she'll listen to me.
Yes. That's why
The
I spelled her
Alex.
name.
Uh,
Uh,
we're good.
I was like, you said the first four letters really like in that cadence. I was like, ooh.
It's okay. She didn't hear me, or she didn't. She's just ignoring me.
Yeah, or she's just like, I'm over it.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so the pre race, I mean, it had the makings to be like a really cool weekend. Like it was gonna rain, and Brazil in the rain's always really cool, and then and then and have you ever had a dream and
And then when you,
that's
yeah.
how I feel about this weekend. It just like I don't even know. I don't even know. It was a
I
sprint
mean,
weekend too.
it was, and I agree with your sentiment on that, but like we were fed, but maybe we were like fed spinach when we wanted cake, I guess. Question
Mm-hmm.
mark? I don't know. That's a way to phrase it. But
Yeah.
it sure was interesting. What I had written down for it, there was only one practice session.
Mm-hmm.
But then for sprint qualification, um this made me laugh. Or that might have been regular quali, but Lando got pole. Lando kind of like stole the show this weekend.
He basically swept the weekend. I think he
He
did
did.
sweep the weekend, actually.
Yeah. And that's why I said like the McLaren logo in the sky was literally an omen because Lando just was on his shit this weekend.
Literally.
Um so yeah, but Kimi Antonelli was also on his shit this weekend. He visited
Yeah.
the grave of Senna beforehand, and everyone's saying that
Yes.
the moment he touched it, Senna like took over his body. And I honestly like I can't say it's not true. Like we don't
Because
have proof that it's not. If
no,
anything, it leans towards the latter.
I mean, you can't disprove it. You can
No.
you could prove it more than you could disprove it.
Right. He kind of like I mean something spiritual awoke in that kid. Like I don't know. He's like oh gosh. Yeah, that was really interesting. Should we discuss the sprint race?
I think we should. And
Yeah.
let's start it with the race started out pretty normal.
Yep.
Like pretty normal. And I don't know what it is about lap 6 in sprint races lately, but holy shit, lap 6 was kicking ass because
Diabolical.
I'm telling you, it was the most Mario Kart I think this sport has ever looked since we got in here. Because, like, so we'll paint a little bit of a picture. So, Lando's leading. And in this scenario, Lando had not just one banana, he had the spinning 3 bananas where you can, like,
Mhm.
drop them as you choose. And he must have dropped all 3 of them on the curb of turn 3 because Oscar hits the wet spot at turn 3, spins out into the wall. Then, same exact lap, same exact turn, same exact curb. Nico hits a banana, spins out, as does Franco. I mean,
Yep.
it was the most comical. Like, the picture of it is hilarious
Oh
because
yeah.
they're like, watching that live, I was like, pardon? Pardon? Because it was just like one, and then I was like, oh, another. And I was like, it's enough slices. Like,
That's enough slices.
I just, and then I was like, what is, and then I looked at the lap and I was like, lap 6? Again?
And just extreme deja vu coming in.
And so then it was safety car to red flag. They safety carded, I think, almost immediately, and then the rest of the bananas happened, and then we red flagged it naturally.
Yep. Yep. Hmm.
But what was that?
That
What
was
was that?
crazy. And then at the end, Gabriel, sweet, poor baby. Also
Oh,
incredible that
oh,
he even like raced this weekend. He had one of the most nasty crashes I think we've seen in a long time. He caught
yeah.
air. Homie was in the air. He had 2 impacts. The first one was 30 something G's. I don't remember the specific amount. The second one,
Mhm.
57.
57. 57.
57.
The
Um,
pictures of there's that one like professional picture of like just the absolute carnage. I
yeah.
mean, and it's one of those. I was talking about that with one of my coworkers today of like his crash was insane. And literally
Yes.
he came immediately on the radio of I'm okay. And
Yes.
I think we like I think we should just take a sec. Like the safety of this sport and how far it has come is insane because that crash happens 20 years ago.
Dead.
Feels not okay.
No. Well also like you can see his on-cam footage and like I don't know if everyone knows this, but like the F1 drivers, their helmets and neck are kind of like
Yeah.
bracketed in. They can still turn their head a bit to like check their mirrors, but their head
But
and
it's
neck are
like you
like locked
can't.
into place. And he
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
like
It was
insane.
it was an absolute gnarly crash and it was so unfortunate because it's his first home race in F1. Like he's from Brazil and then this massive crash happens and then I also somehow so I was out and about all day Saturday. And I think I had opened Instagram maybe a time or two. I don't really remember. Usually when that happens, I instantly get spoilers because I follow all of the F1 accounts. I didn't know what happened in quali. I watched it before the race on Sunday. And then like so I know. I know. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
realize you waited that long.
And the thing was, I kind of forgot. Like I got home that night and I was like, "Oh yeah, qualifying was today." Wait, wasn't it? And then I was like, I've been on Instagram. Huh? And so then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had a way to explain why this one time my phone decided to, cooperate or that, But then when I put on qualifying Sunday morning, I had almost forgotten that he had crashed. And because like since I didn't watch him on the same day, in my brain I was like, oh yeah, they had time to fix the car. I mean, and they damn near had it. I think we
Yeah.
should like the Sauber mechanics worked their asses off to try and get him in the car, and they were like minutes, minutes away from being able to send uh, Gabby out to qualify, and they just barely
Just
missed.
missed it. Yeah. Oh man, that was crazy. And it's always like you said, the safety of the sport has come so far. And so it's
Yeah.
always really jarring to see those kinds of crashes.
Mhm.
But I'm just really glad he's okay and that he even raced on Sunday, which is crazy,
Yeah,
especially with how young he is. So I don't know, proud of Gabriel. Everyone say good job, Gabriel.
I
Um,
know. Yeah.
but another thing, I have one other note for qualifying, for the actual race. You know that meme that's like there's two people on a bus and there's like the
I
overlooking
know
it's pretty
exactly which one you're coming with.
yeah, there's like the one person on the window side that's looking over the pretty view and then the other
Pretty, the
person's like by a
sunshine.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like person looking out over the pretty view, it's like Yuki qualifies only 3 places behind Max, and then other person looking out with the rocks, Max is P16.
No, for real. Because let's talk about that. One, that's crazy.
Insane.
Did I don't know if you heard them say this. That was the first time in his entire career that he was knocked out of Q1 on pure pace alone.
Do
He's
you want to
been
hear
knocked
something?
out of Q1 before, but for like freak reasons.
Yeah. You
This
want to
was the
hear even
first time.
funnier?
That is that is how much of an like just the lion does not concern himself with being knocked out in Q1. That's Max.
No, yeah.
Because
Well, you want to
what do you mean? I mean, cuz what? He's been racing since like 2017,
yeah,
2016, 2017,
that's a
like
long time.
the better part of a decade and you've never been knocked out of Q1.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, criminally insane. And
Criminally
somehow
insane.
the least criminally insane thing he did all weekend, but we'll get
Oh
there.
yeah, we'll get there. I have another really funny stat if you'd like to hear it. Um,
Always.
Pertaining to that same topic. The last time that both Red Bulls were eliminated in Q1 was in Japan of 2006. Kimi Antonelli was 43 days old. He wasn't even 2 months old. And that was the last time that both Red Bull were eliminated in Q1. I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like every few weeks, every
That
few
doesn't feel
races,
real.
we come back with another Kimi Antonelli being like
Oh
an
yeah,
infant stat.
because like the whole like he had not like until Christian got fired, he had not been alive, like, or Christian Horner had been team principal for Red Bull the entirety of Kimi Antonelli's life. Like,
Yep.
that is same energy. That at 43, that's crazy.
Well,
Also,
it makes me feel so old too because
tell me
like
about it. I literally,
if
you said that, and I was like, 2000.
like that it doesn't feel like that long ago.
I
And
know.
there's days I'm like, man, I'm so young, and then there's days where I'm like, Jesus Christ, I am
Girl,
getting old.
tell me about it. That the amount of like, I don't know what it is because this is a total sidebar, which is not surprising for this at all. Like, and I think we've talked about it. Like, honestly, 24 to 26, on it, really 23 to 26, basically the entirety of my mid 20s, turning a year older, I was like, cool. For some reason, 27, I'm like, why does this one why does this one feel, I don't know if it's just like my life situation or just like I don't know. And then I started getting a whole bunch of shrimp Instagram reels.
It's I told you, it's what happens when you turn 27.
I
Everyone
guess.
here that has turned
And
27 on
when I
Instagram,
say
comment and confirm.
when I say shrimp Instagram reels, I shit you not. It was like bam, 27. Next day I started getting, like those like kind of like fake daily news articles, and there's always just like random videos of shrimp, and it's like scientists have determined that shrimp, can't log their 401k and the IRS is coming after. Like it's just absolutely ridiculous. Just like untrue, like you're like, duh, they're shrimp. And
Yeah, it's
I got,
ridiculous that the IRS is coming after them when they don't even have access to a computer.
I know, like the audacity. But anyways, so yeah, for some reason, 27, and then things like that. I'm like, what do you mean 2006? And he was 43 days old. And huh?
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 Huh? Yeah. I think we're
That's
getting a little
crazy.
old. Hey, we have 3 years until 30, so we
Oh,
got a
and
little we
that's
got a
what's
little time.
crazy. I'm not even like upset or weird or like feel any type of way about turning 30.
I don't
But for
yet, but I
some
think once I
reason,
turn 28, I will. I think this next
27, I'm
birthday.
just like, I don't, I'm like, I feel like I should have my life more put together, but it's really not put together. But also,
You
like,
ever? Yeah.
everyone that I know, like, I'm telling you, I'm Lando, you're over here, like, Max or Charles, engaged, married, and
Ooh, can
whatever.
I
And
be
then there's just
Max?
me.
I want to be Max.
Anyways,
If my mom
so
had balls, she'd be my dad.
yeah, mm,
Anyways,
yeah,
should
life
we
is
should we
weird right
begin the
now.
race?
We probably should.
Yeah. So Max P16 and pit lane start, right? He started from pit lane.
Oh, yeah. So Max, they changed his setup. And so
Mm-hmm.
instead of starting 16th, he's starting from the pit lane. This is important. We'll get there. And I don't remember who else started from the pit lane. Honestly, not really that important. Um,
No.
it was, can I just let me just read you this note because I typed this before all of the bullshit of lap 1 happened.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I said, "Clean start for all." Little did I know I was going to be so wrong by the end of the lap.
Yeah.
Because
That was probably yeah.
in my defense, it was a clean start for all. And then the back half of the lap happened.
Yeah, it was a
Or
clean
actually,
start.
so much happened that we didn't even see. Everybody and their mother was playing bumper cars with Lewis.
Oh yeah. Lewis said, "Hey guys."
My eyes twitching.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of crazy. So lap 1 was chaos. And then there was a safety car, right? And
Which
then
why? Oh,
that
just
that was the
everyone's
UP one, right?
favorite, Lance Stroll,
No,
hitting,
that was Lance.
unfortunately, Gabriel Bortoleto.
Hold on, hold on. Let me play Lance Stroll for 5, and then
I mean,
I do have a
you know,
Gabriel one.
disappointed but not surprised. I mean,
Disappointed but
he
not
hasn't really
surprised.
done any damage recently, I guess, except for at Coda. So it was about time Lance did something
Yeah.
questionable.
He was run low on his quota for damage and other
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
So, but then so safety car. And then they restart, but like, they start going again, and then boom, Gabriel Bortoleto crashes. Again, not nearly as bad as the first one, but
No.
he's
But it
out
was
he's
like,
out the race.
and all of that. So it's like I don't, no, they did. They full safety card it after Lance hit Gabriel. And then in that, while we're safety card, we're getting all of these replays. You find out that Franco clipped Lewis. Lewis lost his front wing. Like their front wing, never heard of her. That was Lewis's
No,
car. Carlos
gone.
also tapped Lewis. And then Lewis, his floor, he was like, check the floor. And then poor Ricky comes on the radio and goes, yeah, there's damage to the floor. And because he ran over his front wing.
Yeah, basically floor's gone.
Floor? What floor? The floor, yeah.
Hmm.
And like, and you would have thought, I'm like, really? I'm like, poor Lewis. I'm like, bad luck. I mean, because at that point, it's the beginning of the race. The rest of his race is ruined. We'd be lucky if he finished the race, which he didn't. They had to retire the car because it
Oh
just,
yeah.
there genuinely was no point in him finishing. That happens a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then, if I didn't watch the race restart, it didn't happen, right? Like, that's how that
Yeah.
works.
Right, yeah, that's how that works. Since yeah, no, that's totally how that works. Are we talking about the Oscar thing?
Oh, yeah. No, that's where we're getting. Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, because if I,
let me play
if I
Oscar
don't,
Piastri for 10.
yeah,
Um,
if I don't watch it, it didn't happen, right?
Correct. Yeah. So,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I did watch it, and it did
Yeah.
happen. And my
So, our guy
fracking
Oscar.
hell.
Our guy Oscar. So, I don't think we mentioned this. He DNF'd in the sprint race. So Lando's already up even more
Oh
points
yeah, he did.
for the
Forgot about
championship.
that.
Yeah, so Lando's even up way more points for the championship. Oscar is P5 and Lando is P1. He just kind of runs with it. This was Lando's race. And
Yeah.
Oscar goes, I have to do something. I have to do something drastic here if I'm going to get anywhere. And so, you know what he does? Oscar decides to join the likes of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli and become an absolute terrorist to the F1 grid. And he decides to dive bomb all the way up to the front. So what he does is he dives up towards the inside by
Hmm.
Antonelli.
Hmm.
And we'll have to talk about this in a minute because there's a lot of mixed opinions on it. But
Hmm.
Kimmy kind of turns into him, but also Oscar kind of like, we'll talk about the logistics of it
And
later.
Oscar locked up.
Oscar locked up, yep. So, end of the day, Oscar and Kimmy collide. Kimmy ricochets into Charles. Charles's wheel just goes bye,
Like
and flies
literally says,
away.
I'm a head
I'm done
out,
for the
done
day.
for the
Yeah.
day.
And so then Charles just kind of like bye, and he's done for the race. So
Because
now,
when we say his wheel flew off, I mean
like
like
in the air.
flew through the air. And when I tell you, which I know there's more to get into with this, but welcome back, uh, bad luck extraordinaire Charles Leclerc, because my guy was straight social distancing from Kimmy
Yep.
and Oscar, and
He
still,
was so
because
far.
if I had not watched that and you showed me the picture of Oscar locking up, and you asked me which car was taken out of the race, I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
think.
even picked Charles in the top 3 or 4 at that point.
No.
He was the only one who was collateral damage in that entire fucking incident, and I'm like, ah.
He was minding his business for real.
He literally,
And
and that's my thing. Like that, he will do everything right. He will do everything right. I mean, he nearly had pole. He started P2, like was like
yeah.
let's be so for real, would have gotten a podium. I fully believe that.
Yep.
And then shit like this happens. And it's just like,
Yeah.
how are
Well,
ah
also, like, so we know he DNFs then, and then later in the race, Hamilton DNFs. So we've got a double Ferrari DNF. And they're talking about, on their interviews after, like, yeah, like, it sucks, basically.
mhm.
Um, and the Ferrari chairman even
Oh, I'm glad
though
we're getting into this.
yeah, even though Lewis and Charles both had absolutely nothing to do with their DNFs. Ferrari
No.
chairman said, "What if I blamed them for me being bad at my job?" He goes, and I quote, "It's important for our drivers to focus on driving and talk less."
And I'm like, pardon? Excuse-moi?
I beg your pardon.
I beg your finest pardon.
Oh, bless your
Because
heart.
what the hell? I
And
mean,
that's just the
it would
biggest
be one
gaslighting I've
thing.
ever heard of.
Oh my
They
God,
didn't do anything.
literally. And like it would have been one thing if he was right. But they
He's
weren't
not.
even talking shit.
No. They didn't. Again, this entire race was caught. Their DNFs were caused by other people's mistakes. Not even
Literally.
Ferrari's mistakes, which is kind of a new
No.
one. At least it's someone else this time. Um, Clown nose
And
can
then
come off for Ferrari,
I
but
don't know if you've seen it, but Fred had kind of a sassy remark. He was like basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was like, we've replaced team principal, we've replaced strategists and like engineers, we've replaced drivers. He goes, at some point something else has to give. Basically like, and someone quoted that tweet and said, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
genuinely, it's like in the F1 movie when it's like, "What's your strategy?" Like, there is no strategy.
There is no and like it just my thing is like are you stupid? Respectfully, sort of
Yeah.
disrespectfully, like what the hell kind of comment is that?
It's just,
Especially
it's
after
stupid.
the way both of them were taken out of this
Right. It'd
race.
be different if it was a different race and it was something that like they made a mistake on, but it's not.
And the thing is, like, that damn sure isn't going to bring about any kind of team unity when you're blaming your drivers. And, like, let's be so
No.
for real. Charles Leclerc has been, like, laying on the sword, laying down on the tracks, just taking bullets for this team
And he's
because
been
he is
like
the epitome
really
of
doing well.
loyalty. And you're gonna call him out for talking? Or Lewis, who's brand new to your team, mind you, you got rid of Carlos and brought him on. Be
Carlos
so
is
for
still the
real.
last Ferrari winner, by the way.
I know. Like, let's be so for real, Mr. Chairman.
Yep. It's that just pisses me off. But
Oh, I
back
saw
to
that today and I got so heated.
mhm. Back to the incident. So
Ugh.
Charles had some comments on this, and this is where we're going to talk about whose, the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? Whose fault is
Yeah.
it anyway? So if we're watching the footage here, Oscar says, "Watch out, I'm coming." He dive
Yeah.
bombs and walks up a little bit, but he is on the inside line.
Hmm.
However, Kimmy is ahead of him at the apex, but Oscar is on the line. And so this is
Yeah.
where the like people are clashing. Like at the race party, the girls were fighting, not in a bad way, but they were just like, mm, mm, mm.
Perfect.
So at first glance, if we're talking just who's at the apex, 100% Oscar's fault. Charles himself said, "You cannot do a corner like nobody's on the inside if someone is on the inside, no matter
Hmm.
how far back that person
And the
is."
thing
I
is,
don't think
on a
Oscar deserved
restart,
all the blame here, is what he said.
yeah. And the thing is, on a restart, there's going to be someone on the inside line.
Yep.
99.9% of the time.
Yeah. So I'm of the opinion that I'm like teetering here.
I
I do think Oscar deserved a penalty, but I don't think it needed to be 10 seconds. Either racing incident or like small penalty because I think Kimmy
I
needed to check his mirrors.
I I agree with you. I because it's like because of how collateral did like again, Charles was 2 car lengths away from everyone and just literally was wrong place, wrong time. And I think both of it, I think it's probably a little bit of Kimmy and Oscar's fault. I would agree that I think in this case, like if I take my personal feelings with Charles being hit out of it, I think 10 seconds was too harsh for Oscar. If anything, like they're typically a little more lenient on those restart, like
Yeah.
first laps anyway. And I'm like, if you're really, because that one's a little wishy washy. I'm like, if anything, give 5 seconds to both of them. You know,
Right,
it's like
exactly. Or just cancel them out.
10 seconds and 10 seconds just for Oscar just felt not
It felt a
just.
little too much. It felt like from like when you are really looking at like they played the replay like 5 times, right?
Yeah.
And I went back and forth like, okay, let me look and see what Oscar did wrong. Let me see what Kimmy did wrong. Let me go back and forth again and again. Honestly, if it were up to me, if I was an FIA steward, and there's probably a reason I'm not, I would call that a racing incident.
I,
Maybe give Oscar a short penalty, but like it was not like I think Kimmy needed to check his mirrors a little bit there. I think he was relying a little too heavy on the book of like technically I'm at the apex and kind of neglected the rest of that.
and I think that too is also Kimmy is still a rookie.
Kimmy was 43 days old the last time both Red Bulls got out in
Fucking
Q1.
insane.
He's a baby.
And
So
so
yeah, I kind of agree.
it just, I mean, God, I was just, for that to happen that soon in the race, it just really sucked. And I'm telling you, the only reason I think the only reason I didn't just have a full on crash out, probably well, more than I already did about the whole thing, was the family friend I've got living with me right now wore me down and convinced me to for us to put up Christmas decorations. We have like everything up but the tree. Um, and part of that was because I could just really use some joy in my life right now. Um, and so I'm just sitting on the floor packing the Halloween decorations and like unpacking some of the Christmas, and I was like, oh, I'm sad. And
Yeah. Well, what's funny is you said like to prevent myself from crashing out. Lewis Hamilton himself said, "Mate, I'm gonna crash out." On the radio. He was talking about like something with the brakes or something with the car, but like it's just the quote of the
it was
century
too
from Lewis.
relatable.
Mate, I'm gonna
Too
crash out.
relatable.
Like I think we all kind of are as Ferrari fans, but
I will
yeah.
say the comedic placement of the tire after it flew off of Charles's
Oh,
car
hilarious.
was really funny. You know, it was
It
like
yeah.
laughing through the pain, I guess. But
Hmm.
it really sucked because for both of them to honestly do nothing wrong and just to be out, like it's just the most Ferrari thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
And I should have known we weren't going to be safe the rest of the season for something like that for
No.
something like that happening. And it just, for all of that to happen, honestly, if you follow our Instagram, you saw our caption on some of the memes that we posted. But like, honestly, shout out Max Verstappen for picking up the pieces.
I was literally gonna say, all of this is happening. It's probably like lap 9. No, it's not even lap
Oh
9.
yeah,
This was way before. Max is already like halfway up the grid.
mind you, started from the pit lane.
Sorry from the pit lane. Um, I just again, it's one of those things, and I knew he was gonna do it. I knew
Oh,
for a fact
everybody did.
because
Everybody did.
rain is the equalizer. It wasn't raining like that day, but the track was still a little bit like wet in places. Really, genuinely, Max. I expected it. I knew he was gonna do it, and I wasn't even like I don't want to say rooting for him to do it. I'm always rooting for Max. I love Max.
Hmm.
Here, I think that this is better explained in my journey of being a Max fan. At the
Mm,
beginning, I was like, I don't mind Max, like whatever, especially like when he was like on Red Bull with Danny Rick. I was like, I
yeah.
think Danny Rick's being a little dramatic about this. Like, obviously Max is good, but like, don't leave your team because of it. Um, and then Max started winning all the fucking time. And I was like,
I can't do it.
stop. Like
Can't do it.
I was like, I get it, but like, please stop. Like, can anything else happen? And then in like the last 2 seasons, I already respected him because he's really good, but I think
Mm,
because the Red Bull slowly has gotten to be a worse and worse car,
yes.
my respect for him is going higher and higher because it's not just like, oh, he's in a supercar. Like
Oh,
he
because of the
is
things he's
driving
able
it.
to do in a tractor?
Yes, he's in a tractor. He's in a Honda Accord going from being
A
16.
97 Honda Accord with a busted speaker, like missing a tail light, like
Yes.
taking
It's
this
like
thing places it should not go.
it's like the like meme of like someone talking like genuinely like
Yes.
it's him.
Yes.
And so my I am now to a point where like I never thought I'd say it, but I want Max to win another championship. Like I am so here for
I
it because
know.
I think
It's
he is
like
so talented.
if you had told me at even the beginning of this season that I'd
I
be
would have
like
never
rooting for Max
guessed.
in certain scenarios, I'm like, huh?
I
Moi?
know. I'm
Moi?
tired of hearing the British national anthem. I'm sorry. I'm tired of hearing the British national anthem. I'm so tired of it.
You want to
I
know? You want to know
can't do it.
secretly what I never got tired of hearing? The
The
Dutch
Dutch
national
national
anthem.
anthem?
And it's
Dun,
absolutely because we were
dun,
Stockholm
dun,
syndromed by
dun,
it.
dun.
But
Yeah.
like, man, it's a good national anthem.
It is. It's so good.
It's such a good national anthem.
Once again, it's just an honestly, I think we're gonna look back at this time in our lives when we're older and
Hmm.
think, oh my God, remember when we were watching Max like in his prime, like when he like remember
Oh,
that? Like I
absolutely.
really we're gonna be looking back on these years of Max and be like, oh, I wish I had savored that more. Like right now, I feel like I'm savoring it. I'm like, I love him.
We've
Um,
reached that point where like it's one of those, I think, because I think you touched on it a little bit, because the Red Bull is not dominant or as dominant as it was 2 seasons ago. Some of these drives that he is pulling out of it are why, like, we are seeing, not that we didn't in 2023 when he was just winning everything, but like I think you are truly seeing the generational talent that he
I was gonna
is
use
come
that
out
exact
in
word.
real time. Because no, like we talked like last year he went from P17 to P1 in the rain. It was a
Hmm.
phenomenal drive. Also, sidebar, wasn't Brazil our first episode last year?
Oh my God, wait, happy 1 year.
Oh my god.
Oh my God,
How
happy
did
anniversary.
we both forget?
Happy anniversary to Fifth Wheel. Oh my God, should we
Oh
get a cake?
my god. We've been doing this for a whole season.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Wait, no, this has been like the best season ever. Not only
Ah!
because it's just been chaotic and hilarious, but also because I've had a podcast with
Oh,
my friend.
I feel like we've really hit our stride and we're just having
I
a lot of fun. And
know.
what do you mean we've been doing this for a whole season? That's crazy.
Dude,
So I'm gonna keep talking. We get
I was gonna say
anyway.
just one thing, one thing, one thing. Can I say one thing? If you had
Yes,
told us a year ago, when I was like, "Hey, what if we started a podcast?" and you were like, "Yeah, sure," and I was like, "No, I'm serious."
I
If
should
you
have
had,
known.
yeah, I was
I should have
unemployed.
known.
What else was I gonna do?
That's fair.
And now I'm employed and full-time student, and I'm still doing this. But if you had told me or us 1 year ago that we would have still been doing this,
Hmm.
really hitting our stride with it, have interviewed Matt and Tommy, been to a race, and then I'm getting letters of assignment to shoot F1 races,
Yeah.
I would have been like, that's so funny. Like, you're
You're
really
like, I'm like,
hilarious.
that's hilarious.
I would have been like, if you asked me to put my money on that, I would have been like, here's $1, like, as a
Right?
joke.
Right? Ugh. But yeah, no.
Like,
So anyways, happy 1 year anniversary of
happy
Fifth Wheel.
anniversary to ah!
I guess we should probably pay attention a little more to that anniversary date in the future,
Yeah,
but
Brazil every year, Brazil every year. We'll know
it's
that.
also very us to kind of forget until, 40 minutes into a podcast episode. So, oops. But
Oh
yeah,
my
so
God.
speaking of Brazil and, Max's just criminally insane drives. Yeah, last year, peace out, they say rain is the great equalizer, which a lot of times it truly is in an F1 race. And he really said, frick you and all of this shit you're saying about me only being able to do this in the rain. I'm gonna do it in the dry.
Yep.
I mean, you you said
You
it
really
was
like generational talent is the only way to say it.
yeah, like Hoomst has awakened the ancient one. Max starting from anywhere in the back of the grid. I mean, genuinely. So I
I
think we should
respect
say
him so much.
Max started in the pit lane. He finished P3.
Mm-hmm.
If he
Oh,
had started not in the pit lane, I guarantee you he wins that race.
oh yeah,
Or at a
definitely. And
minimum
one,
gets behind or gets ahead of Kimi Antonelli. I
yes,
mean,
and that was something I wanted to mention was with Kimmy
pit
when
lane
I
to
was talking
podium?
earlier about Kimmy he's taking over the spirit of Senna. He defended from Max for so long. And I'm not like I was like so sure that Max was going to pass him and he was going to
Mhm.
be P2. Kimmy fought for his life
He
out
did.
there.
He
I was so
absolutely did.
impressed. And I know that what's so funny is like, we were talking about this at the watch party, and I know some Lando fans will come for me. Not that I'm not a Lando fan, but like he's just not my favorite. Um, if Max had done that with Lando and Max had like ended up passing, or like, or if like maybe Lando or anyone else was behind Kimmy, um, he would have been like, damn, like I'm frustrated. I can guarantee you the moment Max stepped out of that car, he shook Kimmy's hand. I can
Probably.
guarantee. He was like, damn, kid, like good job. I just love how supportive Max is as a driver to the
Of the
rookies as well.
rookies.
Like
Mhm.
it's like him and his little ducklings are just I love
It's
them.
been really cool to see because that's not the first kind of like instant of that we've seen of like with him
Mm-mm.
interacting with rookies. And I mean, it's so fun because and also this isn't the first time that Kimmy Antonelli has had someone in his mirrors up his ass. Like I mean, like we're talking like Jaws theme song, like you better watch out. I mean, I saw this hilarious picture and someone you know those AI images of the F1 drivers chasing people? They put
Yep.
that one of Max in an F1 car and it was like what Kimi Antonelli saw for the last stint of that race. And I
Yeah.
mean, it was crazy. I mean, I think a couple more laps Max probably could have done it, but I mean, hats off to Kimmy for
Seriously.
holding on to P2. I mean, he had a great
Seriously.
race. And like and I Max, I mean, he was out here like Bullet Bill in Mario Kart. I
Yeah.
mean,
He was just like, get out of my way.
wait, nope, that's Coconut Mall.
That's the
I don't know
star.
what plays when there's Bullet Bill.
No,
Anyways,
there's no
that's not
music that plays
important.
with Bullet Bill. You're
I
thinking of
don't
the
think there is.
star when they are
Uh,
rainbow.
you're right. Anyways, but like pit lane to podium, criminally insane. And at this point, another insane max stat. So he has a podium from every position on the grid except 11th, 12th, 13th, and 19th.
Yep.
That
Generational talent, genuinely.
that is unreal.
He's
Unreal.
insane. And I love him for
Wait,
it. And I really love him for it.
honestly, I mean, he truly did. It it was so insane to watch.
It really was. Oh,
I mean,
one thing I needed to mention too. So all this is happening at the end, especially with Kimmy. There is like 6 laps left in the race. And I'm at Andretti with all these girls, and we're very intently watching. Like we are
mhm,
all on the edge of our seats because it's like those last 6 laps that Max is
mhm.
like on Kimmy's ass.
He's on
And
the hunt.
also Oscar is on George's ass too.
Yes.
George has McLaren up his ass. Oh my god, he did. But we're all intently watching, and all of a sudden, the channel there's like 20 TVs with the F1 race. All of them are connected to the same cable box apparently. Switches to a high school football game. And when I tell you the amount of screams that came from not only just like the people, other people in the Andretti, but this group of girls, this group of like 30 girls that
Mhm.
are like locked the fuck
Yeah.
in, it was so loud and it was hilarious, but also it was like I was panicking. I was actually panicking. Everyone got their phones out immediately. I saw the red F1 TV logo pop up on every single girl's phone and everyone was like, "Go, go, go." They changed it back with 2 laps left. But that was just
That's crazy.
yeah, that was
I
something.
mean, it it was a crazy ass race despite the depression. I mean, there were several drivers that had I mean, Ollie had a great race. You had double racing bull points. Both Lee and
Mhm.
Lee had a great drive. So did Isaac. Um
I love
Alex Albon
Isaac.
got his first ever fastest lap.
I know. And that like happened at the end too.
I
Like
think so.
it was
Because
like
Max was cranking
Max.
out fastest laps like they were dollar bills. I mean,
Yes. And
so
then towards the end, it was just like, oh, by the way, Alex. I'm like, oh, Slay.
Alex Albon, fastest lap. I mean, I wish he
Hell
still got
yeah.
a point for it, but it's fine. I mean, that's still a really cool stat. I mean, there were genuinely, shout out Max Verstappen for picking up the pieces. And
Making that a really fantastic race.
yeah, it it
That was really good.
it was d- despite the just absolute soul crushing weekend for Ferrari. It was a good weekend. You know,
Yeah.
smiling through the pain. I think at this point we're so we've been beaten down enough. Just battered Ferrari fan syndrome. Like we are just but I sure will. I'm gonna chug right back along in Vegas in 2 weeks. I'm
Yep.
just
I'll follow Ferrari to hell and back. I just really wish they'd stop going there.
God, I really wish they'd stop going
But
there.
yeah, Vegas is next. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I really
That
can't
one's
wait.
gonna be another interesting one. Because I don't know what it is about me having weddings um the same day as like these races that happen at midnight because it keeps happening. It happened in
Yeah.
Australia. My cousin got married and I was just going to watch the race later, but then we were at a bar and I kind of knew what happened and it that was a whole thing. And then now I'm going to be at a wedding in Texas and I'm like so like am I going to get back to the hotel in time to watch the race? Like what are we doing? So that's
Yeah.
not anybody else's fault. That's a me problem. I totally get that. But it's, if I had a nickel for every time this season that I have had a wedding the night of a night race or a night race in our time zone, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a
Just
lot.
a lot.
But it's
It's weird
weird that
that
it
happened
happened
twice.
twice, right?
Yeah.
All
Uh,
that to say, I'm looking forward to Vegas.
I am looking forward to Vegas. It's always interesting, regardless of the crap it
The,
gets
the
and all
Hunger
that. So
Games of F1 races.
it really is. It's so interesting. Basically, if Oscar doesn't pull anything out this weekend, the
Yeah.
championship is Lando's. Like it's that simple. So,
Crazy.
um,
I mean, and honestly, I think we gotta bring it back to it was Oscars to win and Lando's to lose. I mean, Lando's really turned it around, and I think that like we've got to give credit where credit's due because if you had asked me right after some, I'm like, this is going to Oscar,
yep,
and I mean, it's like Lando woke up and was like, nah, hold on, I got this. Like, hold my beer. And
yep.
it'll be interesting to watch play out these last couple of races.
Yeah, I put on my story the other day. I wish I could find it right now, but it was basically like someone texting their mom. It was like, "Oh, like Oscar Piastri, something something." And their mom was like, "Oh, that poor boy. I've been praying for him." That's what it feels like right now. I do love Oscar. I just wish he'd get his shit back together. So,
I know. He's been driving very un-Oscar like.
I know. And like the for a couple times I think there was I don't want to say sabotage because that's a big word, but like the swap with the pit stop and stuff like that was just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
However, I think he is so pissed off that he is now not focused. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But anyways, Vegas in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Happy 1 year anniversary to
That's
us.
crazy. I can't believe both of and the thing was, like Hannah, I kid you not, like last week at one point, because I went and looked and I was like, wasn't it Brazil that we started? I was like, what day was the first day that we filmed? Like when did we do this? And then totally forgot. Totally
Yep.
forgot to remember, totally forgot to mark it down. And then I was like, hold on. I remember we had a really good race as a first podcast episode because it was Max going from P17 to first in the rain. That
Yep.
was a year ago. We've been doing this a year. Mm. Oops.
2 plus 2 is 4.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Unless you're Ferrari and then it's 3. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm excited for
Yeah.
Vegas.
No. And for another year of fifth wheel.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I don't even want to think about the fact that the season's ending soon. So I'm gonna wrap
Oh,
it up
tell me
there.
about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? That's what I was talking about with my coworker. I'm like, I joke that my personality's going away. It's not. It's still there. It just comes up slightly less frequently. And also, college football and hockey fill the void for the most part.
Yeah.
So, it's. I don't want this season to be over.
I
I mean,
don't
last
either.
season was so good because it was just unlike anything that we'd witnessed as like since we had gotten into the sport. And then this season, though it has been a lot more what I feel like is a bit of a normal season, there still has been so much that has happened and just like really entertaining races despite knowing that a McLaren was probably going to win the race. Like
Yeah,
it's been fun. So I'm excited to see what plays out in these last couple of races.
me too. Well, we'll catch you next time.
I
I'm
know.
I'm Hannah,
I'm Sydney.
and it's lights out.
And away we go.
Bye.